Good evening and welcome to tonight's edition of the College Basketball Recap Preview Show as we have the National Title Edition. As here I am, yours truly, Josh Johnson, and my good buddy Will and D as we go over our recap of the national championship that has just occurred right in front of our own very eyes. Plus, we will be discussing the way too early top 25 and some more news and notes here and there. How you doing tonight,
Mhm.
man?
I'm doing pretty well, Jackson. Congratulations, of course, to the Yukon Huskies, back to back. First time that's been done since '06 and '07. So very impressive job by Dan Hurley and the Puppy Dogs up in Source, Connecticut.
Oh man, it's just like holy Toledo. Like we see that UConn has beaten them 75-60. And Jay Snow gives us a let's go UConn. All right. Thank you for
Mhm.
tuning in to tonight's edition, Jay Snow.
Yeah, I mean, Yukon was just the best team all season, and they showed it in the tournament.
Yeah. They got it ready in March. I mean, people were asking as to whether UConn was blue blood status, and I thought they already were. I mean,
I mean, yeah, they have the third most titles behind UCLA and Kentucky. They definitely are blue blood.
oh yeah.
Mhm.
Shout out to Jersey City from Jason O. All right.
Mhm.
But what went wrong for Purdue tonight exactly?
Zach Edey only didn't do enough. I mean, it seems like 37 points. He got a lot, and I'm sure he got some at the end. But I feel like he just has to make more than 15 out of 25. Like that just needs to be better. Because that would have opened up a lot. If he was more consistent from two, then that would have opened up more 3-point shooting opportunities for the Boilermakers. But he couldn't do enough. I mean, I know 37 points, he didn't do enough. Like, how is that possible? But I felt like that he got clamped down by Klingon and other guy, Samson, that Samson Johnson. He got clamped down by them pretty good. So that was really what went wrong for Purdue. Like Edie didn't do enough, and like he needed to be able to like draw double teams to so he could kick it out to his shooters more to make threes, and that just didn't happen. So it was tough sledding all night for Purdue on offense. Besides the beginning.
Well, I will say though, on the bright side, they didn't lose to a 15 seed or a 16 seed. That's
That's
for
true.
sure.
But they're still going to be waiting. John Wooden played for Purdue the last time they won the title, and that was pre NCAA era. That was way back in the day. So, fortunately, that drought will continue. But Matt Painter, there's a chance he'll get back to the title game.
Oh, he will. That's for sure. I mean, I'm kind of wondering. I was gonna ask. Like if Purdue had won it all, do you think we were gonna see him become like Jay Wright and Villanova, where they were like suddenly winning in March, or do you think we're gonna see that now with Purdue for the future, or are they just
Purdue
same
needs
old?
to recruit a little better outside of just Zach Edey. They're going to need a full team to probably get back. So, if he can get that team together, they can do it. But they've had other good teams before. Like that 2019 team didn't have Zach Edey, so Painter can still do it without Edey. But he's going to need another star for sure, and maybe a better supporting cast.
Yeah, because I mean, it kind of feels like maybe we could see Purdue, you know, do what they did this season in March, as opposed to past years. They seem to have gotten better, but UConn was just the better team tonight.
Mhm.
And friend of the show, Melissa Treebwasser and co-host of Frauds Insider said Purdue fans, speaking from experience, getting rolled in the Natty sucks, but it's still better than not playing in it. Sometimes your dream season runs into a juggernaut, dies in front of a national audience, but you'll wake up tomorrow and remember everything but tonight.
Well, I have to say, Purdue was supposed to be here. Like this wasn't a. I mean, I guess this was a dream season, but it wasn't that much of a dream for Purdue. Like their goal was natty or bust this year, and I mean they came up just short. So at least they made it. At least they made it to their first Final Four since 1980. But I don't know. I mean, I don't think Purdue fans are going to feel that much better about this game.
Well, I mean, yeah, because I mean TCU getting like beat down 65-7, that's way worse than how
Yeah,
Purdue got beat. But
yeah. But Purdue was supposed to be here. TCU wasn't supposed to be
true.
there.
Well, we got ourselves a little something just always like 5 seconds after the conclusion of the national title. We always get like the way too early top 25. And
Mhm.
let me guess who they start number one with. Oh, well, they get the Dukies.
I don't trust Duke. They were number one last year, preseason too. They barely made the Elite Eight, only possibly because of an injury. But like, no, I'm not trusting Duke. Get out of here with that. Get out of here with the.
And Jay Snow says this was a great season for Purdue. They were clearly a top team all year and performed to expectation all season. UConn is just a juggernaut right now.
Yeah.
Agreed. Question is, I mean, this is way too early to ask, but can Dan Hurley become the second ever coach to lead a three-peat in NCAA
I
basketball
mean, it's
history?
possible. I didn't think anyone thought they would be this good this year, so it's possible.
Well, as they say, anything can happen. But at number 2, the Gonzaga Bulldogs are right there.
I mean, yeah, because they're pretty much bringing everyone back. So, I mean, Mark Few, can you get back to the Final Four and finally win it all? We'll see. But they have a great chance.
I would love to see Gonzaga finally win the big one in the Natty. Because, I mean, I
Mhm.
kind of feel like if Mark Few gets one national title or two, he's finally in the Hall of Fame. But who are we kidding? He's in the Hall
Yeah,
of
he'll
Fame.
be in the Hall of Fame. It'll just be like, will it be sooner or later?
Yeah. Because, I mean, if he could get Gonzaga that Natty, he's in the Hall of Fame sooner.
Mhm.
But then we got Kansas at number 3. And it was too bad they had a lot of injuries this year, but maybe next year will be a lot of better luck for them.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Hunter. I bet Hunter will come back for Kansas. So yeah, Kansas will definitely be in the picture for sure. They'll probably be a 1 seed.
Oh yeah. It just all depends on what happens with the Big 12. And Jay Snow says, I don't know about 3-peat, but I expect UConn to win another natty in 2-3 years. They will be a regular in the Final Four for the foreseeable future. Well, I'll tell you right now, if Dan Hurley can keep leading UConn to natties, which he's doing right now, I think that don't throw the cart in before the horse, but I think they can put him in the Hall of Fame right away.
Yeah, he'll be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah. And our friend Sports Talk with Austin says, "What's up, guys? If Louisville is not ranked in the top 15, the list is yellow." He's having some fun with us tonight, man. We love you, man. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's edition. Clint Moses says, "Big Ten basketball, Matthew Trout continues. Hallelujah."
The pettiness from Clint.
Oh man.
Funny.
Well, Purdue, Hummus Hero says, well, Purdue can join the club of Big Ten runner-ups this century. It's not very exclusive, though. Indiana, Illinois, Ohio State, Michigan State, Wisconsin, Michigan, times 2.
I
And
always forget that Indiana made that Final Four in 02. Well, they made
Yeah.
they made it to the title game.
Yeah, they play Maryland in the
Mhm.
national title because and
I mean, they
Illinois.
can kind of claim one with Maryland, but they were in the ACC back then.
Well, and Illinois played North Carolina in 2005. Ohio State played Florida in 07. And Michigan, yeah, and Wisconsin came up short in 2015. So there was that. And Kenosha 3-point shooter says boring natty game.
Yeah, that's kind of a boring one. I mean, the first half was close, but that's kind of been the same with a lot of UConn's games this during their run.
Is that a trash ban emoji? That's what I'm wondering about.
Yeah, I guess you thought it was a trash natty game.
Oh, it definitely was, unfortunately. But we're glad. But fortunately, the national title edition of the recap preview show is an awesome show, and we
We're not
appreciate
trash.
we appreciate you for tuning in to tonight's edition. And Sports Talk with Austin says VCU should be in the top 10. LOL. Love you, Will.
I mean, yeah, I mean, hey, we might be in the top 25 a later one if we do well in the portal, but that's a big if.
There we go. And Clint Moses says already knew Purdue struggles scoring above 80. Zzz.
Yeah.
I guess Purdue must put you to sleep, man. You must have been tired from them. Speak of the devil, the two-time defending national champ UConn Huskies. Can they three-peat?
Well, they're probably going to have to hit the portal too. I mean, they don't have much points returning. But then again, no one thought they would be able to go back to back this year. So
That's true. That is very. Yeah, because it says that there's a chance 5 starters, all 5 stars in their sits, man. Hassan, Dara are all gone, so that's gonna hurt them big time. But there's one team that can curb a mud hole in the Jayhawks, and that's the Iowa State Cyclones at number 5. What do you think?
Iowa State, I need to see a turning run from Iowa State before I can trust them. Though, I mean, they'll be good in the regular season again, but I got to see it before I believe it for the Cyclones in the tournament.
That's fair. And we see the Purdue Boilermakers at number 6. What can they do without Zach Edey will be the question.
I don't know if they're going to be. I don't know if they're going to how good they're going to be without Edey, because he was just so big for them.
Yeah. And it looks like we're going to be seeing the Houston Cougars, the team that you had a lot of questions about a few weeks or so back that you didn't trust them, Will.
Well, I don't know. I just don't trust them in the tournament. They've never knocked off a big team.
True.
But the Cougars for sure will be in the top 10. I'll be surprised if they aren't in the regular season.
Well, and we could see LJ Cryer possibly return for the COVID year in 2024, 2025. So he's got that COVID year from 2020 in his back pocket. And we got
Arizona, I'm absolutely not trusting in the tournament. Absolutely not.
They are cursed. I swear. It's like it was like a couple weeks back. I remember saying that. I used to think it's a Sean Miller thing, and I know people were saying it's a Tommy Lloyd thing, but I think it's an Arizona thing. They're just like Charlie Brown at the pitcher's mound, just throwing a pitch. They got to change all their clothes in like 5 seconds every time in March Madness. Like, good grief, does Princeton scare you that bad? Oh my God. And our friend 3-point shooter says, you expecting a Kentucky hire in
we'll
the next
get to that. We'll get to that, Kenosha.
We will get to that. Don't you worry. We will get to that. But yeah, Arizona, they're going to be a great contender in the Big 12 next season. But like you said, they're not trustworthy in the tournament.
Mhm.
Oh, of course, the
Either is the Tennessee Vols.
bleh, yuck.
Although I don't know, they've had a couple decent tournament wins, but
True.
without Dalton Connect, they're gonna really have to hit it well in the portal.
Now the question is for the Volunteers, can they make it to the Final Four? They already made it past the Sweet 16. Can they
Mhm.
make it to a Final Four? Make that breakthrough season. I'm going to hold you to it, Volunteers. I'm going to
Mhm.
hold you to it.
Baylor's gonna need
And
some defense this year. Their defense was a little sketchy. That's kind of what did them in this year.
yeah, that is for sure. And
Mhm.
question is, are they going to be keeping Scott Drew for another season?
Mhm.
That will be the huge question. Because I mean, if Kentucky doesn't tempt Scott Drew, that basically tells me he's in it for the long haul. I mean, I know
Mhm.
he's been there for about 20 years, but if Kentucky's not tempting him, it's going to be like Mark Few with Gonzaga. No job will tempt him. Well, and we got Shaka Smart and the Marquette Golden Eagles. Shout out to our friends Jay and Anthony Sorgi.
I gotta admit, I love Shaka. I can't really trust them in the tournament, man. Like Shaka just hasn't really gotten into the second weekend since he left, since that Final Four team. Actually, no, they got in this year, but they haven't really been a good team. He hasn't really been anyone good in the tournament since then. So I'm going to be hoping that the Golden Eagles do well, but I'm not going to hold my breath for it.
True. I hope they can make it past that Sweet 16. But we got the Alabama Crimson Tide at number 12. We got a lot of questions going on for them. Mark Sears, Grant Nelson, and Nick Pringle all have a COVID year of eligibility remaining. But, anything can happen.
I can't see Steers coming back. I think he's going to be a lot pretty high draft pick, but maybe Nelson might come back. I think Pringle will come back though for sure. So that you might get 2 out of 3 out of those guys coming back, Jackson.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
I want to see Bama go back to the Final Four again.
I know you do, Jackson.
I mean, we already got some natties in college football. I want to see some natties in college basketball. And I'll be honest, I kind of feel like Alabama's the next Florida in college basketball. Kind of like how we saw Florida just dominating college basketball with Billy Donovan. I could see Nate Oates doing that same thing with Alabama.
Hmm.
And 3 Point Shooter says Nate Oates' buyout is 18.5 million. Let's see if there's a university willing to buy him out. Yeah, nobody's buying him out. That's just not happening. I mean, if Kentucky's not gonna buy out Calipari, they're not gonna try to buy out Nate Oates.
Hmm.
Well, speak of the devil, I got the Florida Gators.
Well,
And
Florida fans don't have anything to cheer about with their football team, but hey, I mean Todd Golden, he's doing a great job over there in Gainesville. 13 seems a little high, but I mean, if
I
they
guess
do bring everyone back, maybe they can go on a run. But they're only like the 10 seed.
true. And we got the BYU Cougars in their second year of the Big 12. Can they make some more magic? And can they get past that first game of March Madness?
I mean, yeah, Mark Pope seems like he's doing a good job in the regular season. They'll probably be up there again.
Oh yeah,
But let's see if they can actually win the tournament. Yeah, Hummus, I agree.
true.
But hopefully Grant Nelson comes back for the Tide sake.
Let's go. Let's run it back. Let's
Mm-hmm.
run it back, gents. And we got the North Carolina Tar Heels at number 15.
Mm-hmm. If RJ
I,
and Ingram both come back, Carolina will be very good. But it'll be interesting to see how they'll do without him if they don't come back, and
that
if
is
who they
true.
can grab from the portal.
And we see the Immaculate St. Mary's at 16.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of questions about St. Mary's. Can the magic continue?
Mm-hmm. I
Mm-mm-mm.
mean, if you're St. Mary's, you would like to have a better non-conference than he did last this past season, but I'm sure they'll probably do better. They'll be fine. Aiden
Oh,
Mahaney's
yeah.
a star.
And we got the U. And it's all about the U at
It's all about the U,
17.
and it's all about getting back in the tournament. What the heck happened this year for Coach L?
It was pitiful. Good grief.
But getting Lynn Kidd, he was good for Tech, uh, and guy from ECU.
Yeah. Yeah, we see Brandon Johnson from East Carolina. And let's see. Yep, a lot of talent around Jalil Betha.
I mean,
The
apparently they
pro
got a big time recruit. I haven't been following basketball recruiting at all, really, so that's good for them.
huge win.
Yeah.
And then there's the Auburn Tigers at number 18. They have a long off season ahead of them. That loss to Yale has just made them depressed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Bruce Pearl. They'll be in the tournament. With Bruce Pearl, I bet.
Yeah. I don't know which one it was. I don't know if it was Jake Crane from Crane and Company or if it was Zach Blackerby, but it was no, it was Jake Crane. He was none too happy about. He was basically telling Auburn, "Look, you guys got to do better. Stop being thankful for what you got. Just
Yeah.
like do better." And we see Mick Cronin and UCLA. Just now we were talking about Miami just falling
Yeah,
apart.
UCLA was just as bad.
Oh yeah. Question is, can UCLA bounce back?
I don't know. No, I, I, I mean, I don't know how much faith I'll have in Mick Cronin, but getting Kobe Johnson from USC, that's a nice little jab to the rival.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens. And I think
Mhm.
life's gonna get a little bit tougher for UCLA as they go to the Big Ten. And with Eric Musselman going to USC, that means big trouble for those Bruins.
Mhm.
And we got the Maryland Terrapins at number
Another
20.
team that really stunk it up this year, but
It
they
was a
got
disaster.
a nice team. They actually have a lot of talent coming back, so they'll probably be better.
Yes, they do. They got a lot of talent returning for next year.
Yeah.
And then there's Rutgers. That's another team that's got a lot of talent coming for the 2024-2025 season. Can they
That'll
have
be
a
fun
big
to
year in
watch.
March?
That'll be a fun team to watch for sure.
I'm looking forward to seeing what happens for sure.
Mhm.
Well, and there's one
Dang,
A10
they're
team.
putting Dayton up without Duran. Duran carried them. Holy crap.
I don't really think. I think whoever wrote this, I don't think they really watch the A10, do
Yeah,
they?
I feel like Duran carried them big time. I mean, I don't know. If they're back next year, credit to Anthony Grant, but yeah.
Ooh, agreed, man. He is a fantastic coach. I mean, he's basically the great Shiano of Rutgers basketball. Oh, holy Toledo, Kentucky is
I mean, Kentucky's
23.
just a big question mark, man. We don't know what the heck's going to happen there.
Agreed, man. Agreed. And we got the Wisconsin Badgers at 24.
It feels like Chucky's been there forever. He can still come back. I don't know. Maybe
I,
I'm tripping, but I feel like he's been there forever.
yeah, he's I wonder what's gonna be
Oh,
happening with
he's class
him.
of 21. He's not that old.
Oh yeah. And finally we
No,
had
Illinois.
Yup. That's what 3 Point Shooter was saying. Illinois is far down. Well, I mean, somebody's disrespecting. Somebody that wrote this article definitely has been disrespecting Illinois.
Cincy, I don't know. They had a decent little year.
Oh yeah. Well, and we got Clint Moses talking about Rutgers, Dylan Harper tearing up the McDonald's All-American game. Holy Toledo. And Jason
I
O says,
watched that game. I mean, yeah, I'm sure Rutgers will add a couple guys in the portal.
well, and Jason O says, I don't know about Rutgers doing it with freshmen. They need to hit the portal hard. Yeah.
I mean, they could probably make the tournament with the freshmen. They just gotta, but to win in the tournament, you gotta have some experience. Next in line.
Well,
They aren't even next in line. Holy crap!
good grief. They don't even have Illinois like the man said. I mean, that's just a disaster, man. Good grief. This article was written by Jeff Borzello. I take it he doesn't watch the A10, does he?
Yeah.
And we got a what's up from American Football Network. What's up, man? Thanks for tuning in to tonight's edition of the College Basketball Recap Preview Show. Clint Moses asked, why should Illinois make it, though?
I mean, that's fair, but yeah, I mean, Shannon was a lot.
Yeah, Hamas Hero said Shannon was so much of Illinois.
They're probably going to get guys from the portal.
Oh, yeah. I think they'll do all right. But, chat, you've been asking about well, my mistake. It was 3 Point Shooter that was asking about the Kentucky hire. Well, we'll definitely get to that. But what was your take when the news hit that Calipari was leaving Kentucky for Arkansas? Matter of fact, he's the 8th coach ever to be coaching at 2 SEC schools if this deal is officially finalized.
Bruce Pearl is definitely one of them. I'm not that surprised, man. I mean, I feel like the fans are definitely gonna boo Cal this year, just because how mad that they are that they haven't been to the second weekend since 2019. And yeah, I think they were fed up with underachieving for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd be mad too if I'm losing in March every year, like especially in the first weekend to like Oakland, St. Peter's, all those schools. And our friend American Football Network asked us, any chance Kentucky goes after Bradford? And no, I don't.
Not after one good year, after like 15 mid seasons, no.
Nah, yeah, because it kind of feels like that. It's kind of throwing the cart in before the horse.
Yeah.
But I don't think Nate Oates is going, especially after that announcement that he said, I'm staying right here at Bama. But, however, anything can happen. And, Tubby Smith. Yes, he was. He coached at Georgia and Kentucky.
I forgot he coached at Georgia.
Yep, he was at Georgia. I remember he was at Minnesota and Texas Tech as well.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Snow says Cal was looking for the exit. He found a better one. Yeah, it's like but I think what really helped was the fact that one of the boosters was like a billionaire investor at Tyson, and he's like good buddies with him.
Yeah, free chicken nuggets for life for him.
Oh yeah. Well, and the fact that Mitch Barnhart and Calipari have just been doing like the silent treatment of one another behind closed
They don't
doors.
like each other at all, man.
I should have seen the signs coming again. It's just like good grief. Like I thought it was gonna be like he goes into ESPN or CBS or Fox for a year and then just like goes back to coaching. American Football Network says, I live in Clemson. His name has been thrown around a bit, but I don't think they'll even call for him.
Mm. Mhm.
Yep. Coaches be at 2 AC schools, that
Yeah, Bruce
is.
Pearl and I guess Toby Smith. I can't think of that many. Mike White, of course.
Yep.
He's another
Florida,
one.
Georgia. Um,
I
I
guess
believe,
Rick Barnes is going to be too, because well, no, I mean no, because he was at Texas first. That's a no. I can't think of any others off the top
I
of my
think it
head.
was. I think Rick Barnes did coach. No, he was at Clemson,
Yeah.
but I believe it was Eddie. It was Coach Sutton. It is Eddie Sutton, I think.
Oh yeah, he's the one that put Kentucky on probation.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
got their
Kentucky
butt.
fans wouldn't pee on him if he was on fire.
Oh man, I never thought of myself as like John. Me or Will, by the way.
You.
Me? I never thought of myself as John Gruden. I'm nowhere near as funny as he is.
That's a possibility, AFN, Will Wade, but I feel like they're gonna go for a Brad Underwood. I think Brad Underwood's the most logical choice. Will Wade still kind of had that stench on him
Yeah.
a little bit.
Spider 2, Y Banana.
But is that who's your pick, Jackson? Who do you think they're gonna get to replace Cal?
I think honestly they're gonna go for somebody like Scott Drew because I mean,
I don't know if Scott's gonna leave. If he can win a natty at Baylor, why would he go to Kentucky?
true. I mean, nobody's gonna complain about you not winning enough natties at Baylor.
Yeah,
I mean he'll be a Hall of Fame coach anyway,
yeah.
but yeah, because like when he arrived there, it was in a moral dung heap. But then, and he just kept slowly building and building, building. Thank God that first natty in 2021. Um, yeah, it's like that. They're gonna build a statue of him once he retires. As for like Kentucky, they're just gonna be like, "Oh, 2 straight national titles. You didn't do enough."
Jason, I don't know, man. I mean, Chris Beard got me too, man. For a school like Mississippi, for like Ole Miss, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like Kentucky might have more moral. They might, they're probably going to get so much pushback if the school like as big as Kentucky hires Chris Beard.
Oh yeah.
I mean, no one really cares if it's Ole Miss, but Kentucky, I don't know. They'll do it.
Well, and Dave Brown, Bourbon Hunter says, I heard Scott Drew is staying at Baylor.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, if Kentucky just want if Kentucky wants Scott Drew, just say the word and I'll play it for you. But but Kentucky marls me moral victories for their football team. Oh man.
I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe they do go after Chris Beard, but
It's gonna be tough to wonder. I don't think they'll be going after Dan Hurley. I mean, I know Jay Wright was asked on air today whether
yeah,
he's
he
gonna
got
take.
asked for the job when they let Tubby Smith go, and he turned it down.
Yeah. But if that's me, I'm gonna try to make Jay Wright say no.
And he did. He told him no.
But was it an actual no, or was it like
He
a
doesn't
no
want.
to
I
be
just don't
there
think he wanted all the press. He didn't want to deal with all that media pressure. Yeah, he was like F out of here.
So I guess the only option for Kentucky, if they really want to get that big star, is wait it out for the Chicago Bulls season to end, and
They
then see.
can't do that. Not with the portal, Jackson. They can't do that. They can't wait.
Yeah,
They can't wait. I mean, unless they just want to have tank like next year. But man, those fans are so restless for wins. They aren't gonna do that.
and 3 Point Shooter says, I feel like Porter Moser will be in the midst for some of these jobs if they open. I could see that.
He hasn't done anything at Oklahoma though. I mean, he was great at Loyola, but he's underwhelmed at Oklahoma.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Hey, Tom Crean's available. Tom Crean is available.
Oh Lord, that'll be a disaster for Kentucky if they get him. Are you talking about? You're talking about Billy Donovan, right? Right,
Jay
Jason
Wright.
or Jay Wright? Okay.
Clint,
Well,
I wouldn't call that UConn team soft. I mean, there's some players that are soft, but I don't think most players aren't soft. It's just the ones that grew up with the silver spoon are soft. I don't like that narrative that people are saying that kids these days are soft.
yeah, it's like we always hear like people say, "Oh, kids' days are soft." Said every generation
Yeah.
ever. Good grief! It's like, oh my god. I hope I don't do that crap when I get that old, if I ever get to be.
Mhm.
But as we wrap this show up, no worries, we'll be doing a coaching carousel live stream. I guess once the coaching carousel is over, but in this crazy, crazy world, you never know. But Will, what are your final thoughts on the national title and just everything as a whole?
I mean, UConn dominant season. I mean, I'm not a UConn fan, but I have to respect what they've been doing. So great season for UConn. Let's see who Kentucky's going to get. Brad Underwood's my prediction, but we'll see if they go elsewhere.
It'll be interesting to see what happens, but I'm curious to. Oh, congrats on getting the 120, and let's get you close to 500, man. And what
Thank you,
adventures
Jackson.
do you have? Oh, you're welcome. What adventures do you have coming up on Will and D and on Twitter and Instagram threads?
I mean, I'm gonna try to reach out, and do some A10 talk with one of those with someone from the 3 bid league. So I'm gonna try to connect with that and make that happen.
Well, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens for sure.
Mhm.
And as for me, you can find me on YouTube at Jackson Johnson 979. And on Twitter at Jackson09960335, and on Instagram and threads at Jackson Johnson 543908, where I just kind of give my latest updates and run my mouth about what's going on. But
Mhm.
until next time, this is Jackson Johnson and my good buddy Will and D. We wish you all a good night, and we wish for you sleep well, stay warm, and we hope you enjoyed that solar eclipse.
Thanks, everyone.